everybody. So today I thought I would do a quick review for you of the new film, A House with a Clock in Its Walls. I'm a fantasy person, but I can enjoy like a fun classic scary movie. I really like Mr. Boogedy, for instance, which I reviewed for Disney Scares Month last year. We're getting up to Disney Scares Month very soon, so I'm really excited to bring that for you guys. And I have some really fun movies picked, and this is definitely in that spirit of kind of haunted house movies that scare kids, but don't scare kids too much. I think A House with a Clock in Its Walls was a ton of fun, and I think kids that like scary movies, because there are a lot of kids that do, will really get a kick out of it. It was a lot better than I expected it to be, and it's never taken itself too seriously, but like, I don't know, there was sort of a vintage quality, I think, to it that you don't see. It almost reminded me of Mr. Boogedy, actually. It's based on this book, the 1973 novel by John Bellairs, and it is directed by Eli Roth. And this is my first Eli Roth film, and he usually does these like torture porn and stuff like that. But this is for kids. In 1955, and it's about a little boy named Lewis who is orphaned, and he's sent to live with his uncle that he has never met before, and that he lives in this spooky house. And I think if your kids are old enough for Monster House, if they like Monster House, and I'll put a link to my review of Monster House, if they like that, I think that they will like this. It's going to be too scary for some kids. It just depends. Kids are just so different when it comes to that kind of thing. It probably is too scary for like 4 or 5-year-old kids, but some 4 or 5-year-old kids are really brave and really like that thing of being scared. So it just depends. But anyway, I think if that's a good rule of thumb, if they can handle Monster House, I think they can handle this. And so there's this really spooky house, and he starts putting clues together, realizes that his uncle is a warlock or a male witch. His uncle is played by Jack Black, who's really fun in the role, I thought, and he's funny and without being irritating, at least for me. And then there's also Cate Blanchett, who's the best. She really elevates this, I think, a lot, kind of like she did with Cinderella. And she is also a witch with magic powers. And there's clocks everywhere in the house. And he starts to try to figure out what is going on with all these clocks. And there's a house with clock in its walls, like the film says, the film title says. And I mean, it's just really charming, and it has a nice heart to it, and has some fun scares, and it feels sort of old-fashioned. The style of the movie to me felt kind of vintage in the way that it was paced, and the way that the story was. I don't know how to explain it. It was really fun, and I thought all the casting, like I said, really elevated it, with Cate Blanchett, Jack Black. The little boy was quite good as that played Lewis. Some of the stuff at his school I felt like didn't really go anywhere, and he has this friend, and I guess they kind of need the friend to sort of push him into places that he wouldn't normally go. But I don't know. I felt like started to lose a little bit of steam there. But this was just a haunted house movie for the whole family that you can watch and have some scares and some laughs and enjoy. Like toilet type humor, but I didn't think it was overused. I was fine with it. And overall, I just really enjoyed it. It's not perfect as far as some of the pacing, particularly in the middle. It got a little slow for me. I started to nod off a little bit, but then it really picked up to a strong ending. But and some of the visual effects are really, really cheesy looking, but that also kind of added to the vintage kind of feel to me. It almost felt like an old episode of like Are You Afraid of the Dark or something like that, which to me was a lot of fun. It's nice to have something new and fresh for kids, live action. You don't get that often these days. That's not part of an existing franchise or something like that. So that was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a pleasant surprise. Let me know if you're going to see it, what you think. So thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you later. Bye.